Now we'll see some mock questions. Financial creditors filed an application on July 17 to NCLT. NCLT admitted and passed an order of admission on 10th July 2017. State the initiation date of resolution and calculate the time period. So the initiation date will be the time of acceptance. So it starts on 10th July. So 180 days from 10th July. That is the answer. Second question. Wholly one subsidiary desired to get merged with the parent. Explain the procedures. So this is from section 233. So in 233 we know that 90% of the shareholder has to approve. So holding companies 90% shareholders, if they approve, then this company can be merged. So this is like winding up with certain companies. Then when Indian wants to give gift to a non-resident, explain the procedure. Gift worth 20,000 US dollars or 5 lakh rupees, they are eligible to give without even obtaining the permission from RBI, because these are exempted from getting the permission from RBI. Then, so you not even give a declaration to RBI. Samples, etc. No samples. Then, a company not filed annual accounts or annual returns for a period of 2 years. ROC want to strike off the company. Section 248. ROC has a right to strike off the company in case if it is not convert itself into a dormant company under section 455, or if the company is not operating even after incorporation for a period of 1 year, ROC has to give notice to the company, wait for 30 days, then they can strike off the company if there is no reply from the company. Then explain differential pricing and preferential issue. Differential pricing, 3 people: employee, anchor, retail investors. Employee, retail investors 10%. Anchor should not be given more discount other compared to these 2 people. Preferential issue, less than 6 months, more than 6 months. Less than 6 months IPO price, then average of high low from IPO date till this week, then last 2 weeks high low price, whichever is higher. More than 6 months, last 2 weeks high low from IPO date to last 6 months, last 6 months average high low, so whichever is higher. So this is preferential issue. Then can a person be appointed as MD? Option A, with 70 years, 71 years, means like 3 questions. So first question, 71 years aged. No, generally, but by passing special resolution general meeting they can be. Then second question, convicted for offence under Income Tax Act, imprisoned for a period of 2 months. Actually speaking, if a person is imprisoned for a period of 6 months, he cannot be appointed as MD at all. In case if he is imprisoned for just 1 or 2 months, then he can be appointed as director. But if it comes to MD, then imprisonment for any period needs central government approval generally. Then unless child insolvent, he cannot be appointed as MD. Can an independent director of the holding company be appointed as independent director of the subsidiary company? No problem. His independence will not get affected in this case. A person who nominated for directorship got 30% vote, but he lost in the election. Can he get his deposit refunded? So yes, he can get his deposit refunded because he got already more than 25% voting in his favor. Then the company cannot deny that also. Then procedure for resignation and removal of auditor. Resignation, write a resignation letter, give reason, file form 883 to ROC, and give the letter of resignation to board of directors. In case if it's a government company, file your resignation letter to CNAG also. Then removal of auditor, special notice. Then it should be obtained by the board. Then they have to pass board resolution. Then they have to get approval from central government. 882 form has to be filed for approval. Once approval got, they should conduct a EGM. Notice calling for EGM has to be sent to auditor. Opportunity of being heard should be given. Not abusing the question, abusing the question, not abusing the question. Then it should be circulated to all the shareholders. Abusing the question, it should be first given to NCLT. Get exemption from circulation. Then pass special resolution in EGM. remove the auditor. In his place, you can appoint another auditor. Then broker wants to do principal to principal basis transaction. Explain the procedure. You should get permission from the investor on whose behalf you are trading actually. Then on what grounds an investor raise a complaint on brokers? This one like excess brokerage, then not delivering securities which is purchased, not entering into the contract note or not delivering the contract note, not entering into contract but purchasing, and not giving the delivering the contract note within 24 hours. These are the areas on which we can raise complaint. Then next question, company has 500 members with 5 lakh shares, 80 members holding 10,000 shares applied for NCLTs for operation. Now 1/10 of members or 100 whichever is less, 1/10 in this case is 50, but 80 members applied, hence it's enough. The NCLT has to take up the case. Section 244 read with 241. Few members withdraw the petition. Don't worry, even if some members withdraw the petition, once petition is filed, it is maintainable. Then, can chairman remove defamatory matters in the minutes after reading? Yes, chairman has a right to remove some defamatory matters. Also draft minutes for appointment of MD. So remember, section 196 to be quoted, and for remuneration section 197 has to be quoted, and schedule 5 has to be quoted. These 3 things has to be quoted. Remember this. And when you are drafting the minutes, then also make sure that you are not drafting just a resolution, you are drafting a minutes. So you should also write presence, absence, who took the chair, etc. and extract of the board meeting you should write in the top. Then company failed to pay declared dividend, shareholder file a suit in the court, but court failed to take cognizance. Explain the procedures. Section 439 says a shareholder can complain, a shareholder, central government, ROC, SEBI can complain. So in case they are complaining, then court has to take the offense, cognizance of offense. Court cannot reject them. So this is 439. Then winding up of government company takes more than a year. Liquidator is of the opinion the statement of affairs has to be filed only to the tribunal and ROC. Explain the consequence. See, when the company is taking more than a year for finishing winding up process, within 2 months of every year, the liquidator has to file a statement. In case if it can be audited, then it should be audited. Otherwise, it should get specifically exempted from NCLT. Then it should be filed with tribunal, ROC. In case if it's a government company, then they should submit to central government or state government, or in the combination where whichever this shareholding is there. If not, 5,000 rupees per day is the penalty. Then creditor complaint to ROC saying that they want to do inspection and ask ROC to seize the records of the company because they are planning to tamper this. ROC entered the premises, but company not allowed ROC, saying special court permission is not there. See, search and seizure requires only magistrate permission. So if they get magistrate permission, then search and seizure can be done. Special court permission is not necessary. But generally, inspection will be asked by shareholders by passing special resolution, or that 1/10 of numbers or value of shares if they are having, or 1/5 of the voting rights people in case of company not having share capital. So in this case, the creditor is complaining. So first of all, they should actually complain to NCLT. ROC cannot do, but yes, section 207 permits ROC to do inspection. But in this case, they should make sure that they have a sheer doubt on this people. So, but special court is the highlight of this question. So it's not special court; it's only magistrate. Then can a company contribute to charity in case if they are having loss in the current year? See, current year loss is of no use because last 3 years only you should take average net profit computed under section 198. If they are having profits, then 5% you can give by passing board resolution. If you want to give more than that, then ordinary resolution incremental. Resolution professional has directly submitted resolution plan to NCLT without getting approval from creditor committee. See, a resolution professional has to give a resolution plan which is submitted by the resolution applicant to the creditor committee first. 75% of the creditor committee has to approve it, then only it should be given to the NCLT, that is adjudicating authority. So in this case, it is wrong. So NCLT generally will not allow this kind of. Then can independent director sign financial statements? See, 134 says chairman if he is authorized, or two directors, one of them shall be MD, CFO, CEO if he is a director, then CS. So it's not given in that section. So if these people signed, then if the independent director wants to sign, he can sign. But if these people are not signed, independent director is not just a person to sign it. So we have to see section 134 compliance. Additional director appointed in circular resolution to fill the vacancy. On due date, AGM not held, explain the procedure. See, there is a casual vacancy. So it can be filled under section 161(4), or they can appoint even additional director 161(1) also is possible. But once additional director is appointed, it should be he can hold the office only till the AGM, and in that he has to be regularized. In this case, he has to vacate the office actually. Then first of all, his appointment, we should question it. Board has to approve. It's not necessary it should be in board meeting, so even it can be done in circular resolution. So you should read section 179 as well as 175. Generally it reads like board resolution, because 161 subsection 1 talks about board resolution. It doesn't say specifically board meeting. So circular resolution also can appoint, but it should be noted and minuted subsequent board meeting. Then they can hold the office only up to the AGM. After that they have to, that means like whether the AGM is held or not, on the due date they have to vacate the office. Then Mr. R wants to resign from his position from NCLT with immediate effect. Can he? See, three things. One is 3 months notice, another one is successor, another one is till the expiry of the tenure, whichever is earlier. So he cannot vacate immediately and all, so he has to wait. Then when will insolvency and liquidation process applies to corporate? There should be a default, and the default should be at least minimum of 1 lakh rupees, and NCLT has to accept the case. So this is what. Then in case if the resolution process cannot be completed within a moratorium period of 180 days, then the company has to go for liquidation. This is the, so this is how you should complete the question paper, revisioning of the question, understanding the question paper within 15 minutes.